All right, and we're live. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, welcome to this amazing live. I'm really excited for this live because, number one, I have a very special guest that I'm excited for. So I'm very, very excited to share with you, as you see from the title of the live, my secret, right, to earning 15 to 30% APR on my deposits. And what millionaires and billionaires, like this is legitimate, guys, what millionaires and billionaires are doing that you don't know about, because obviously if you knew about this you would be doing it. So first of all, just make sure you like, comment, and share, because here's the reality: if you don't get value from this, I don't know how you can't, but just in case you don't, somebody that you know can get great value from what we have today, and I don't want them to miss out on something that can truly change their finances. I'm going to share a story later, something that's near and dear to me, of how somebody was truly affected by what's going on with this time with their finances. People are losing jobs. So many different things are happening. And finances are a big thing that people are just struggling with, knowing what their financial future looks like. So what you're about to see here today is something that's legitimate. This is not MLM. Just want to be clear about that. I love the MLM industry, but this is not it. So if you're looking for MLM, you might as well go ahead and hit that X up in the right corner and just get out of this. This is something that is legitimately this is real banking business, right? Legitimately going to create consistent returns year in, year out. And without me getting into too much of the details, I'm going to bring on a guest that I'm super excited to have. This gentleman I have a tremendous amount of respect for because, I've worked with him in different projects, but he has great integrity, and I just like to work with, me being a Marine and me just being myself. I just love to work with people of high integrity because there's so many bozos out there that try and take your money or trying to scam you or trying to take you this direction so they can make the next quick check. But this gentleman I've been watching over time, he just leads with value. He leads with products that, number one, are of high integrity, that you can trust. He's going to share something with you here in a minute that is federally legitimate, like it's federally backed. Like they legitimately put the check mark in the box that, hey, we checked this company out, they're real. We want to partner with them, right? So this gentleman, he just has a servant heart. He's helped so many people in different aspects, right? Not just this, but he has multiple things going and very successful in all of them. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring on my special guest, Mr. Arnold Thompson. So let me go ahead and just jump him on this split screen. Arnold, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing awesome, Alfonso. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm great, Arnold. And like I said, thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule. Even though we're in this crazy time right now, I know you're a very busy man. You got so many, irons in the fire, just killing it. So first of all, just a salute to you for just all you do, for all the people you truly help. And first of all, let me just give you a moment. Tell a little bit about yourself, and then before we really jump into it, what led you to what we're about to talk about here today?
Yeah, sure. My pleasure. Thanks for having me on the call today. It's really an honor, a privilege to be here, and hopefully we can bless some people today with some information that we're going to share. But I come from really kind of a corporate sales background. I played golf in college, and then I was in the golf business for a few years. But, that's a grind working in the golf business. So I got into corporate sales, did that for about 20 years. That burnt me out too. I was never a corporate guy. I really always hated corporate America. Was never a guy that wanted to climb the corporate ladder, or I couldn't deal with corporate politics and the backstabbing and everything else. People getting thrown under the bus and all that kind of stuff just to advance their own careers. So I left corporate America, almost 10 years ago, and got into insurance sales and did okay with that until some crazy things happened, and it pretty much basically put me in the poorhouse. So as recently as 5 years ago, I was in probably the worst place I'd ever been in financially. I was almost homeless and almost divorced because my wife was getting sick and tired of struggling with finances. And then a miracle dropped into my lap, which was actually foreign exchange trading. So I trade in the Forex currency markets now. I do that full time. I've done that full time now. I started doing it 5 years ago, figured some stuff out, and roughly about 4 to 4.5 years ago is when I actually started full time, and it's completely changed my life. Things now are completely different financially. it's truly been an absolute blessing. It's been kind of a miracle. But through that process, I've met some amazing people. And one of the guys that I met is a really good friend of mine. He also is a Forex trader. He's been trading foreign exchange currency for over 20 years. And he introduced me to some people that started a company that is absolutely amazing. It's on the technological side of things. It's basically the most advanced technology that's out there to help people build their wealth in a significant way, but all in a safe, secure, FDIC insured environment. So that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. That's how I got introduced to them. I got introduced to them about 18, 19, almost 20 months ago now. And so I've been working with these guys for a while. So I do the Forex trading, and I own a company, an educational and a software company on the Forex side. I'm a co-owner of that company. And then I'm also kind of an upper management type of person with this company that we're going to talk about today. And I'm very, very passionate about it because it can truly help literally anyone walking the face of the planet. You know, what we do on the Forex side helps a lot of people, but it's still a pretty tight-knit niche. You know, there's only so many people, even though the money with Forex trading is really, really great, there's still only a certain percentage of people that want to participate in Forex trading. Whereas what we're doing here with this company that we're going to talk about today, literally everyone walking the face of the planet can benefit from this. And I think people that stay on here and watch this, or at least watch the recording if they're not watching this live right now, I think they'll agree with that when they're done. I think we're going to bring some pretty significant value. And hopefully, you know, the people that see this will see the benefit of it, take advantage of it, and really start to grow their money in a significant way like really they should have been doing all these years. But unfortunately, the system kind of holds us back from doing that. But we're changing the game in that aspect of things. So it's been great, and it's continuing to be great. We're helping a lot of people. So I think a lot of your contacts here, Alfonso, will see some great value in what we're going to talk about today.
Well, first of all, Arnold, I have to say, let's give him a round of applause. Hey, listen, this guy right here has helped so many people. I've just seen it from afar. It's not just him and me. You know, I've just seen him affect people, their testimonials, what they've had to say, and even with this company. So, first of all, I just got to tell you, this is real, right? This is not some game. This is not some pitch. This is real deal. Just a story close to me. My mother-in-law has lost thousands of dollars within one of her 401 products, right? That you're probably familiar with. And so many other people are losing their shirts, right? It's just bad. And a lot of people as well are questioning, hey, where do I put my money? You know, my savings account is, a lot of some people have in their checking account, which is even worse, but savings accounts are only earning 1% to 2%. You know, mutual funds, you know, aren't even pushing up past 10%. And this is all stuff, I don't want to steal your thunder, Arnold, but there's so many different products out there that just will not offer what we have here. But here's one thing I have to say, then I'm going to give the floor to Arnold, let him kind of go through it and let you hear the details. But, you know, for your finances, wouldn't you want to move how billionaires move? Excuse me. Wouldn't you want to move how millionaires and billionaires are moving? Well, that's a clue, because what I'm about to share with you, what Arnold's about to go through, is something that millionaires and billionaires are using to get the rich richer. So pay close attention, take notes, put away all the distractions. If you're watching this replay, hashtag replay, so I know you're coming for the replay, but put the distractions away. Concentrate on what we have today. Take notes. Get your questions together. If I can't answer them, I'll get with Arnold. But here is the thing. This can truly change your life. And guess what? You're at home anyways. You don't have much to do. So just take about 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, and truly pay attention to what we have going on here today. I'm going to let Arnold share his screen, do his thing. And Arnold, take it away.
All right, man. I appreciate it again. Let me see if I can figure this out. Let me know if you can see this. Can you see my PowerPoint?
Let's see.
I think I'm sharing it. I've never used Skype Share before, but I think I'm sharing it right now. Let me see. I'm trying to watch it. I'm trying to watch it on Facebook Live too here to see it. There's always a delay on Facebook Live. Let me see if it pops up. Yeah, can you see my screen? Okay. All right. Well, what we're going to talk about today is how you can finally, truly protect and grow your funds or your money, truly like the billionaires do. And I'll get more into details about that. I know that sounds like a pretty, audacious statement and so on and so forth, but we're going to get into that today because we truly do have billionaires that are contributing to us and working with us and have accounts with us. And the name of our company is Profit Connect Wealth Services. We are truly the world's leading provider in high fixed APR plans with, and this is really important, with FDIC and NCUA insurance. NCUA is basically the credit union equivalent of FDIC. And we truly do have clients that range anywhere from multi-billionaires to non-billionaires and everywhere in between. So, and I'll kind of, as we go through this presentation, you might be able to kind of put two and two together and connect the dots to figure out who at least one of our billionaire customers is. I can't publicly say their name. We're getting ready to roll out a pretty important press release, which will be pretty cool. But we do have a couple of very, very well world-renowned billionaires that are customers with us, and they actually have accounts with us. And that just kind of shows you the caliber of people that are attracted to what we're doing. But what's cool about what we're doing is that you don't need to be a multimillionaire or a billionaire to participate in it like you do with typical hedge funds and stuff like that. I mean, you have to have multiple millions in liquid cash to be able to participate in a hedge fund. But with us, you're getting hedge fund-like returns. Actually, you're getting better than hedge fund returns. But without needing to be a multimillionaire, billionaire, you could be someone who just wants to start some sort of a savings account. You can start with as little as $50 to $100 a month if you want to, and create tremendous returns with that. And how do we compare to the markets? The markets are terrible, right? I mean, you got savings accounts, and I think we're being pretty aggressive or pretty generous here with the returns that we're seeing. Savings accounts and money market accounts and CDs will get you. Stock market, you can do a little bit better in the stock market, but there's tons and tons of volatility in the stock market, right? So what we've done is we've put together a platform. We call it a wealth builder account. So when you set up an account with us, you have what's called a wealth builder account, because what we are doing is helping you build your wealth in a significant way. And our accounts range from anywhere from 15% fixed APR to 20%, all the way up to 30% fixed APR for what we call our VIP clients. And we'll talk more about that. But a lot of people ask me, well, geez, how in the world are you able to do that? That's not even possible to do that. The reality is it's very possible. What's happened, though, is that people have been conditioned over the years to believe that it's not possible. The banks and the financial institutions and the big boys in the world, even Wall Street, wants us to believe that these types of returns are not possible, so that we can accept the measly pennies that they pay back to us for our money that we invest with them. The reality is these financial institutions and these banks are earning massive returns on our money and paying us back pennies. And I'd love to be able to share a different screen. Let me see if I can do this without screwing everything up. All right, let me try this. Oops. All right, let me see if that works.
Yep, we see it.
All right, you see it? All right, like I told you guys earlier, I am a co-owner of a Forex, foreign exchange currency trading and software company. And just to show you that these types of returns are not only possible in the markets, they're probable. Because most people don't realize this, your money is already being traded in the Forex markets by the banks and for the financial institutions. The Forex market is the largest, most liquid financial market in the world. And so your money is already in the Forex markets. People just don't realize that. But one of the softwares that we have is a fully automated software. And I just show this just to show you that these types of returns are possible. It's the only reason why I'm showing you this. But you can see this account's been running for 163 days on this software, and it's already earned almost 114% returns. All right. This is another account on the same software. It's only been running for 53 days, but it's already experienced 23% returns. This one's been running for 48 days. This one's experienced 55% returns. This one here has been running for 37 days. This one's experienced 31, almost 32% returns. So just to show you that these types of returns are so possible, it's not even funny. And your banks are already trading the foreign exchange currency markets. All right, so your money is already in these markets. These are the types of the returns that the banks are earning on your money, and they're paying you back virtually zero. All right, and in my opinion, that's not fair. And that's why, and it's the same opinion for Profit Connect. It's just not fair that they do that, because we want people to earn much higher rates of return on the money that they deserve and that they really should have been earning all this time. So let me see if I can go back here. Yes, okay, good. So now, again, just to show you over the course of time, just a bank CD, you look back in the mid-'80s, you go back even further, you go back about 50 years, you could get close to 20% a year just on a bank CD. Just on a bank CD, you could do that. But if you see what they've done over the years, they've slowly but surely chipped away at it, right? Like I said, they've been slowly but surely conditioning us to believe that these types of returns are not possible. And now it's like it's so ridiculous. I did a quick Google search for bank CDs, and these are 2-year CDs, 1.75%, 1.62%, 1.60%. I mean, it's a joke, to be honest with you. And I think most people know that. Most people realize that they've been getting taken advantage of for many years. And all we're doing here at Profit Connect Wealth Services is we're giving people the opportunity to earn the type of returns that they should be earning, because we already know the banks are already doing. I mean, just look what Chase Bank did last year. They did $36 billion in revenue, which was 12% over what they did before. And the year before was a very profitable year. They did an additional 12% in 2019. Citibank did $19.4 billion, which was about 8 or 9% better than what they did the year before. And you look at the massive, Bank of America, they did almost $100 billion in 2019, and that in and of itself was about 7 or 8% over what they did the year before. And the year before was a massively profitable year. So I say all that just to show you that, listen, the banks and the financial institutions are earning massive returns on our money. But the thing is that they have shareholders to pay back. We're a privately owned company. We don't have shareholders. These are all publicly traded companies. So they have shareholders to deal with. And they have presidents and CEOs and upper management that need their multi-million-dollar bonus at the end of the year, right? And they all, if you think about it, all these buildings, every time you drive into a major city, at least in the United States, the largest buildings in those cities are either banks or financial institutions or insurance companies or whatever, right? You can also play in the markets. You could get great returns in the markets if you know what you're doing, but you also have to worry about the volatility, right? Look what happened back in February and March. We took this massive drop because of the coronavirus and the economy just taking a hit. And that's about a 35% drop right there over the course of 2 months. And you realize when you take a 35% hit, it takes roughly a 52% recovery just to get back to where you were. So the question is, do you want to be in a volatile market like that? Do you want to have to deal with massive drops like this? And second of all, is it going to get back to where it was? Yeah, I believe it will over the course of time. The question is, how much time do you have to get back there? And do you even want to have to deal with that? Wouldn't you rather put your money into something that doesn't depend upon what the markets are doing? It is a fixed rate of return. Your APR is locked in. It's a locked in guaranteed APR. You don't have to deal with the volatility of the markets. And to be quite frank with you, you're probably going to earn better returns with us in a fixed environment than you would if you were doing your own trading in the markets anyway, right? So that's what we help people do. We help people earn fixed rates of return, not have to worry about the markets. I mean, I have, and I'll show you here towards the end, I have a ton of clients who during the crash a couple months ago, they were all reaching out to me, couldn't thank me enough because their funds are safe, secure, guaranteed, and they actually earned money during the 2 months where everybody else that had their money in the markets was crashing. So, but on top of all this, what makes this an absolute no-brainer, in my opinion, is the fact that we have FDIC insurance. 100% of the funds, the deposits that someone puts in. Go ahead. Did you say something, Alfonso? Okay. The deposits that you drop into it, plus the monthly profits that it's earning, is 100% FDIC insured or NCUA insured, depending on where the funds are deposited. So we have contracts and partnerships with 5 banks and 1 credit union: Bank of America, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo Bank, Citibank, and HSBC. And then we also have the Navy Federal Credit Union, and that is on the federal level. So in my opinion, the fact that we have these contracts and partnerships with these financial institutions proves really 3 points. One is that you got to believe, you definitely got to believe that these financial institutions, especially the Navy Federal Credit Union, we're on the federal level at this point, you got to believe that these guys did a very deep dive, went through an extensive vetting process, right? They looked into every single person that's running the show here, our entire board, all of our owners, everybody that's involved with this. They did an extensive background check with all of them, went through a very extensive vetting process, and every single one of them came back and said, you guys are doing great. We love what we're seeing. We want to be a part of it. And again, you take it to the federal level here with the Navy Federal Credit Union, you can only imagine how much of a deep dive background check that went through. The other thing is it proves that these banks know that these types of returns are possible. They wouldn't offer FDIC insurance on everything if they didn't think that these types of returns were possible. So that's the other thing it proves, that, listen, these types of returns are 100% possible, right? Because they flat out wouldn't offer the FDIC insurance component if it wasn't. And then also on top of all that, these banks are going to be rolling these services out through their own branches. HSBC is going to be the first branch to do so, probably here in the next couple of months, when things start to get, everything with the coronavirus has really kind of slowed everything down. But as soon as things kind of get back to some level of normalcy, they'll be rolling our services out through their branches. Now, it's going to be white label. It's not going to be called Profit Connect Wealth Services. They'll call it whatever they want to call it. It'll be like in the small print, it'll say, provided by or supported by or whatever, Profit Connect. But, you can see the thousands of branches around the world. Even just in the UK alone, they have almost 1,100 branches. So, and all the other banks will be coming on board too. The only one that won't will be Bank of America, and that's only because they own Merrill Lynch. So there's a conflict of interest there. So they're not going to offer our services through honestly, if they did, Merrill Lynch wouldn't get another dime of business. All the business would come to us, and none of it would go to Merrill Lynch. So they're not going to offer it, but all the other branches, all the other banks will. Bank of America, Citibank, all of them will. So that'll just be over time. There's a lot of red tape when you're dealing with big giant banks like that. But HSBC will be the first one to roll it out, and then the other ones will come out, be after that. So how do we do all this? Well, we do it through the power of artificial intelligence and quantum computing. And I'll get into a little bit more detail about that. But Profit Connect is an AI technology company. That's who they are. That's what we do. Profit Connect's been around for actually many, many years. This wealth services platform rolled this out to the general public in January of last year. So in January of 2019 is when this became available to the general public. But Profit Connect as a company has been around for many, many years, mainly offering a lot of different products and services, mainly in the technological world. And they use AI technology for a lot of different things. They have a whole marketing platform. We have big marketing clients like MGM Grand Resorts, Princess Cruise Lines, Disney Cruise Lines, Carnival Cruise Lines, big companies like Toyota, Ford, Jaguar, McDonald's, Hooters, even Burger King. We also have small mom and pop, restaurants and nail salons and hair salons and so on and so forth. So we've used AI technology for a lot of different things. And what our owners have done is they have been using AI technology privately to generate profits for themselves privately, millions and millions and millions of dollars in profits for themselves privately. And then they put this platform together and said, you know what, it's time for us to share the wealth. So they rolled this platform out last year, and we are the first company, we own the first quantum computer. We just bought a $15 million quantum computer, and the company is based out of Nevada, Las Vegas, Nevada. So we are the first ones to own a quantum computer in the whole state of Nevada. And I honestly think there's only a handful in the entire United States, and we own one of them, which is really pretty cool. So what do we do with our AI platform? We do a variety of different things. So what happens is our AI supercomputer platform is generating profits using AI technology in a variety of different ways. And when someone sets up what's called a wealth builder account with us, they are tapping into all of these revenue streams, and they're pulling profits from each of these revenue streams. So we do things in the Forex market. So like I talked about before, you saw what kind of profits can be earned in the Forex markets. That software that we do has nothing that I do with my company, my personal company, doesn't have anything to do with Profit Connect's company. Our software isn't even AI technology software. It's algorithmic software and it's automated software, but it doesn't have AI components built into it, whereas Profit Connect's Forex software does have AI components built into it. So you can only imagine how good that is. The results that thing is getting are phenomenal. So we trade in the Forex markets, the stock markets, as well as the asset markets, which is basically cryptocurrency. More and more people have heard about cryptocurrency. You can trade cryptocurrency just like you trade foreign exchange currency. You can trade it exactly the same way. So we also have a phenomenal cryptocurrency mining platform, and we call crypto mining for short. If you're not familiar with crypto mining, a lot of people aren't. So if you're not, don't be surprised. But you can actually mine cryptocurrency just like you would mine pretty much anything else. Like think of it like mining for gold or mining for silver. But rather than digging through dirt to pull out rocks that you put through a mill that could potentially churn some profit for you, depending on how many gold nuggets you find. When you're mining for cryptocurrency, you're mining data files. So you have millions upon millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of data files that come through our system, our AI system powered by quantum computing, and it combs through all these data files. And in these data files there's something called a hash code. And what our system does is it decrypts those hash codes to see if there's any profitable, cryptocurrency in those hash codes or in those files. And we do it faster and more efficient than really anybody else out there. And just to kind of show you an example, let me go back here and I'm going to pull up the price of Bitcoin. And hopefully that'll pop up here in a second. Let me know if it doesn't, Alfonso. But they are so efficient right now with their crypto mining platform that Bitcoin, just using a Bitcoin as a measuring stick, most people know what Bitcoin is. It's kind of the grandfather of them all, and most people are familiar with at least Bitcoin. There's a lot of other different coins out there, and we mine pretty much every mineable coin that's out there. Not all coins are mineable, but we mine pretty much every mineable coin that's out there, at least the most profitable ones. But just using Bitcoin as an example, right now, the price of Bitcoin is just over $8,700 a coin. You can see that right here. All right. That price would have to drop all the way down below $350 a coin in order for their mining process not to be profitable anymore. So as long as the price of Bitcoin is above $350, which right now it's $87.75. And even if I refresh this, let's see if it changes. Okay, so it's gone down a little bit. No, it's gone up a little bit. $88.37. So right this second, at the time of this recording, the price of Bitcoin is $88.37, $8,837 per coin. Well, that would have to drop all the way down below $350 a coin in order for their mining process not to be profitable. So that just shows you, for every one Bitcoin that they mine right now, their profit is about, what is that, about $8,500 roughly? Roughly $8,500 right now at the price of Bitcoin right now, which is predicted to just keep going up, 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 and away. Especially there's a big event coming up here in about a week that most are predicting will really help skyrocket the price of Bitcoin even more. But again, that's just using Bitcoin as an example. We mine a lot more coins than just Bitcoin. So I just want to show you that, just to show you truly how profitable our mining process is. And I would say right now it is our most profitable revenue stream by far. It's the most profitable one. So we also get into what's called venture capital, and so this is also in the crypto field. through initial coin offerings as well as security token offerings. And then back in Q4 of last year, we jumped into first trust deeds, real estate, U.S. Treasury bills, and bullion. We started to get into some gold and silver and other precious metals. So you can see here we have a very, very diversified revenue platform. And where is all this being done? It's being done in a brand new 27,500 square foot data center just outside of Las Vegas. And we are migrating our data center. We have one in California as well. It's much smaller. So what we've done is we just closed on this building about 6 months ago or so. So we're migrating all of our data equipment from our California data center into this one. And then we're able to expand massively because of the extra space. And then to be quite frank with you, the 27.5, that only represents about half the space that's in this building. The other half right now has another tenant in it, but they're about to be moving out, and we're most likely going to be taking that over as well. So that 27.5 will end up being closer to about 55,000 square feet when it's all said and done. And the other thing that we're doing is inside this building, we are using the Tesla battery backup systems and the Tesla. We're going to cover the roof of this thing with Tesla solar panels. Again, we're out in the middle of the desert, so it gets a lot of sun. So we want to keep the energy cost down. That's one of the most expensive components of crypto mining is the energy that it costs to run these machines and to run them efficiently. So we want to keep those energy costs down. We're going to cover this entire roof with Tesla solar panels. We're going to use the Tesla battery backup system. And the reason why we're using Tesla is because we are now partnered with Tesla. And again, if you can put 2 and 2 together and connect the dots, it should tell you who one of our major players is. I can't say his name, but if you can put 2 and 2 together, you figure out who one of them is. So we have a direct partnership with Tesla. And actually, we just brought online a second AI computer that we are calling the Tesla. Our first one is called Orwell. That one we've been using for about 10 years. But we just brought online a second one that we are now calling Tesla. So we have 2 AI supercomputers that are both being powered by our $15 million quantum computer. So as far as technology goes, it doesn't get any better. It truly doesn't get any better than what we have. So what happens when a customer decides to put money into a wealth builder account? Well, they deposit funds with us. Those funds are 100% guaranteed by a money-back guarantee, and it's an anytime money-back guarantee. So you can get your money back anytime you want to. If for whatever reason you decide, an emergency comes up, I need my money back, or for whatever reason you don't like the returns that you're getting, which that's hard to believe that that'll be the case. But if it ever is, you can get your money back. So, and how do we guarantee that? Well, if you look down here, you will see that there's a 90-day maturity period on your deposits, which means that the banks, the contracts we have with the banks say that we have to 100% have to deposit any funds that we receive from a customer into the FDIC insured account in no more than 90 days. So a lot of people ask me, okay, well, what happens before those 90 days are up, or what happens before those funds physically get deposited into the FDIC insured account? Well, we still have the money back guarantee. So how are we offering a 100% money back guarantee if they're not FDIC insured yet? Well, they are backed by the cryptocurrency that we've mined in the past. You see, when we partnered up with Bank of America, they were, believe it or not, they were the hardest ones, and they were the ones that put the most guidelines in place and restrictions and so on and so forth. And they required that for every dollar in deposits that we take in, we had to have a minimum of $3 in reserves to support that, or to back that up, or to guarantee those funds. So, and the reality is we have closer to $5 in reserves for every $1 in deposits that we take in. So even before, from the time Profit Connect receives the deposits from the customer to the time that those funds physically end up in an FDIC insured account, they are still guaranteed and backed by, at the very minimum, $3 per every dollar in deposits in cryptocurrency. So your funds are 100% safe, secure, guaranteed from the time that you send them to Profit Connect. Then what happens is, depending on your deposit, you are given what's called supercomputer seat time. All right. So what you're doing, almost think of the supercomputer platform as like a big giant conveyor belt, and you're pulling up a chair to this conveyor belt. And depending on how much seat time that you purchased with your deposit, you're scraping profits off that conveyor belt as it's coming down the line. And again, I talked about all the different ways in which this conveyor belt or this platform is generating profits. So you're still getting a fixed rate of return on your money. But again, you think about it, if you get 20% on $10,000 compared to 20% on $100,000, the person who deposits $100,000 has more seat time. So they're going to scrape off more profits, which means their 20%, the dollar amount on 20% of 100,000 is a lot more than the dollar amount on the 20% of 10,000, right? That only makes sense. But that's technically what's happening behind the scenes, is that someone is purchasing seat time, and depending on how much seat time they have determines how much profit they pull into their wealth builder account on a monthly basis. And then those profits at the end of every month are also deposited into an FDIC insured account. So then they are also 100% safe, secure, guaranteed, FDIC insured, never to be touched again until you decide you want to pull them out as a withdrawal. Okay. We also don't charge any fees, which is crazy, right? I mean, you think about all the banks, the financial institutions, the Morgan Stanleys, the Charles Schwabs, they all charge fees like crazy, right? Well, we don't charge any fees whatsoever, not a dime in fees. We don't charge deposit fees, withdrawal fees, maintenance fees, early cancellation fees, whatever. We don't charge any fees whatsoever. And on top of all that, we also have customer branch offices all around the country. Well, we're going to have them all around the country. Right now, our first one is in Vegas. It's on Las Vegas Boulevard, and it will open. We had it ready to open until this whole quarantine happened. So once the quarantine is lifted and Las Vegas kind of opens up for business again, then this office will be open. And you can see, if you look at this picture up here, the lights above, so you see the lit up Profit Connect sign, the two lights above that is another office. That is actually the Tesla office. So we have the ground floor office, street level office, and then Tesla is right above us. They own the office space right above us. So, and then what's also cool is all of our locations are self-funded. I have this picture here is circled here. This little contraption is a mini version of our crypto mining machine, and it's not fully done here. You can see this is just where the crypto equipment mining will be. But every single one of our customer branch offices will have one of these units in it. So this cylinder-looking thing here, that is going to be filled with liquid. These tubs here, that has our proprietary machine cooling liquid in it. So when it's a liquid, it's really cool. It's a liquid that doesn't conduct electricity. So they pour this liquid into the cylinder, and then they drop the circuit boards, the crypto mining circuit boards, right down into that liquid. And that's what keeps it cool. And then this little component down here at the bottom, they're going to have a refrigeration system in here which keeps the liquid very, very cool, which keeps the circuit boards very, very cool. And it's all connected back through fiber optic lines. It's all connected back to our AI system, which is at the data center. And it is mining cryptocurrency. But why they put this in a location like this is the crypto mining that this miniature version is going to do every year will pay for the entire location. It'll pay for rent, pay for utilities, pay for payroll, pay for insurance, literally everything. It pays for everything. So we are 100% self-funded. That's one of the reasons why we don't have to charge our customers fees, because we don't need their fees. We do it all ourselves. Unlike Charles Schwab's and Morgan Stanley, they have branch offices all over the country too, but they charge their customers massive fees to be able to pay for all that. We don't do any of that. We're self-funded. We do it all. And this tiny little machine right here, this is a very, very small replica of what the machines look like in the big data center. But what this little machine is going to do every year will more than pay for everything, all of the expenses for every individual office. So it's really pretty cool. So how does someone get involved with this? How does someone set up a wealth builder account? You have a few different options. You have a 20% unlimited plan. We also have a 20% home equity plan, which is really cool. It's a matching plan. So it allows people to match their deposit with home equity. So if you have equity in a home or in a property, and this is all based on Bank of America review. You see this here, goes through a Bank of America review. And if let's say you deposit 10 grand and you have at least 10 grand in home equity that's eligible, then you can use that equity to match the 10 grand that you put in. So now your wealth builder account has $20,000 in it. And this does have a 48-month term, which means you can't touch the funds for 48 months. This 20% unlimited plan allows you to take withdrawals as often as quarterly if you want to. And it compounds monthly too, which is really cool about our plan. So that 20%, if you divide that by 12, it's roughly 1.67. So your account is actually growing and compounding at 1.67% every single month. So if you let that compound over 12 months, if you don't take any withdrawals over 12 months, you're going to end up receiving closer to 22% if you factor in the 12-month compound effect on that. Same with the home equity plan that compounds monthly, 1.67%, but you can't touch it for 48 months. Okay. We have a youth builder plan. I don't really talk about that. You have much more flexibility, and you can accomplish the same thing with our unlimited plan. So I don't really talk much about the youth builder plan. But then those of our VRP members who higher net worth individuals who have at least $500,000 to deposit, they can get 30% APR, which is 2.5% a month. So their account is growing and compounding at 2.5% a month. And you also see here that has a 24-month term, which means you can't touch the funds for 24 months. But by the time those 24 months goes by, that 500 grand is going to turn into just over 900 grand. You're going to almost double your account value in 2 years. So when you do start taking quarterly withdrawals at that point, if you wanted to, you're taking your quarterly withdrawals on a much higher number. So it's pretty cool. And then we also have monthly plans. For those of you that don't have, the other thing is with the 20% plan, the minimum deposit is $1,000. So you can actually participate in this with as little as $1,000, okay? And it says one-time purchase. What that means is you're not setting up a consistent monthly payment plan. So if you just want to deposit $1,000 in there, leave it in there, and let's say 6 months later you want to deposit another $1,000, you can always do that. It's not like whatever you initially deposit is the last deposit you can ever make. You can always add to it. It just means that you're basically just going to put a lump sum in there of $1,000 or more and let it sit there and grow and compound. If you want to add more to it, you can, but you're also eligible to take quarterly payouts if you want to or need to, okay? The monthly plan is truly that. You're setting up a monthly deposit plan. You could start with as little as $50 a month. That'll get you 15% APR. $200 a month will get you 16%. $600 a month will get you 17%. And then if you do hit that $1,000 threshold, you'll get your 20%. And again, these do have your quarterly payouts if you need to or want to. You can still take quarterly payouts on these as well. But it's just going to sit there, grow and compound. It's a phenomenal way to build a long-term savings account. This is also eligible for retirement funds. There's a couple extra steps. There's a special type of retirement account that you need to set up to be able to roll these funds in. We have experts that work in that field that will help you set that up for you if you do have retirement funds and you're tired of earning 4, 5, 6% on your retirement funds and you want to earn 20%, maybe even 30% on your retirement account in a safe, secure, FDIC insured environment. We can help you with that. Most of the clients that I have rolled over their retirement funds, and they are happy, happy, happy. Because if they kept them where they were, you think about it, if they kept their funds where they were in February, March of this year, they would have lost about 35% value. Well, they moved it over before that happened. Not only did they not lose 35%, but they earned a tremendous return during those same 2 months where everybody else's accounts were crashing. So our clients are very, very, very happy. So let me show you one other thing really quick. Let me go here. I want to show you just some real examples of real customers with real money. And let me know when you can see this, Alfonso. I'm kind of watching on your live here to see it when it pops up. But before I start talking about it, I want to wait till it pops up.
Okay, I can see it.
You got it? All right, cool. So this is a client of mine. They started with $15,000 probably mid last year. And you see this number here, this 481. That's actually a bonus. So the cool thing is our APR, the fixed APR that you get, whether it's a 15% plan, a 20% plan, 30% plan, whatever, that is the minimum APR that you're going to earn in a year. If the platform performs better throughout the year, we will give a bonus back to our customers based on their account balance at the end of the year. So that's what happened last year. In 2019, the platform performed better than advertised or better than expected. So at the end of the year, we were able to give all of our existing customers a 3% bonus on whatever their account value was on December 31st. So when January started, so this individual January was their 6th month. So we added a 3% bonus to their account in January. So, just a $15,000 deposit, if they didn't touch it and if it didn't earn any additional bonuses, just in 5 years, it'd be worth almost $41,000 in 5 years. 15 grand can turn into at least 41 grand. And that's if there's no other bonuses, over the course of the next couple of years. This client here, she rolled over an old 401k. This is a young woman. She's in her early 30s. She changed jobs, had a 401k, rolled that into this. But what she chose to do is convert it to a Roth. She converted it to a Roth IRA. So she took a tax hit on the front end, but for her it was worth it because it wasn't a massive tax hit because the dollar amount wasn't massive, but also she's only in her mid-30s. So she's got about 25, 26 years before she's eligible to start withdrawing from a retirement account without penalty. So basically, every dime of profit this thing earns now, because she converted it to a Roth, every dime of profit is tax-free. So she deposited after taxes were taken out of that 401k after the tax hit. She was able to deposit just over $30,000. So just in the next 5 years, that $30,000 is going to turn into $80,000 tax-free. And imagine what that's going to continue to do over the next 20 years. Absolutely incredible. This is a phenomenal plan. Phenomenal plan. It's another customer of mine. Over the course of 2 months, he deposited roughly $140,000. So over the next 5 years, that 40 is going to turn into 370, and that's it. That's if he doesn't touch it. Obviously, if he doesn't take any withdrawals, which he can take quarterly withdrawals if he wants to, but this is assuming he doesn't. And this is also assuming there's no other, annual bonuses either. This person here rolled over a retirement account. They are very, very happy. They were one of the first persons to reach out to me when the markets are crashing because, obviously he was a little concerned about. Actually, I take that back. This is another client. This is retirement funds. But he is getting ready to retire, physically retire. He's not retired yet. He'll retire later this year. So he put $255 in first. When he fully retires, he'll have more. He's going to add more to this. But after 6 months of I think he put this in January. So I think he's going to retire in September. So let's say 9 months. So after 9 months, this is what his quarterly profits will be that he'll be able to withdraw every quarter, just off of $255,000. That's about a little more than $22,000 right there, right? Quarterly. So, just off of $255,000, let it grow and compound for 9 months before he starts taking quarterly withdrawals. And he's already generated a $22,000, $23,000 a quarter retirement income for himself. So that's what, about 80, almost $90,000 a year, right? And he's going to add more to this. So then this person here, this is actually my mom's account. I'm not afraid to tell you guys that. This is my mother's account. She started out with 20 grand. She let it sit there and grow for 6 months, saw that 20 grand turned into 23 grand after 6 months. And she said, oh my gosh, this actually is as good as you said it is, Arnold. I'm going to put more in. She put 185 in the end of last year. So that put her account balance at 213. So she got a 3% bonus on that. She got a nice little $6,400 bonus at the end of the year that was added to her account in January. And then here in March, she took out her first quarterly withdrawal because she's retired. She needs this money to live on, so she's going to take quarterly withdrawals. So she took, even though her profits for the first quarter, you see here, January, February, March, was about $16,000. She's like, Arnold, I don't need $16,000. I said, cool, take what you want. Have some fun with it. So she took out 9. She goes, I don't even need 9, but you know what? Let's have some fun. This is kind of cool. Because this same money, this same 200 grand, she had it in another account. And that same 200 grand was generating $1,500 a quarter for her. $1,500. She moved it to this, and now it's generating over $16,000. It's the same exact money. It's just in a different account. So she's happy as a pig in crap because now she's like, Arnold, I was pinching pennies getting by at $1,500 a quarter. Now I don't even need as much as this thing is generating for me. $9,000 a quarter is like I'm living like a queen, right? So she's very, very happy. And check this out too. I thought this was interesting. So at the end of March, her account value was $236,000. She took a $9,000 withdrawal, and then here at the end of when April closed out, her account balance was only $3,000 less. It was $233,000. So it had earned back just in the month of April after a withdrawal. It had earned back, about 2/3 of the withdrawal just in 1 month. So her account value only changed by $3,000, even though she took a $9,000 withdrawal. Pretty freaking crazy, right? I mean, so she's very, very happy. And then one last client here, he put in. This is the one I was telling you about earlier. He was a little, nervous. He's putting in almost 400 grand. But I tell you what, he was so happy he did, because one, he got the bonus. He got almost a $12,000 bonus because he made that deposit in December. So he qualified for a bonus. He got his $12,000 bonus. So instantly his $395, turned into what is that? 417, right? No, 407. So his $395 instantly turned into 407. And he didn't lose any value when the markets crashed in February and March. So the markets were crashing. If he kept it where it was, his account value would have dropped by 35%. But because he had it with us, his account actually grew by $21,000. It grew by $21,000 in February and March, while everyone else's accounts were crashing by 35%. So do you think he's happy? Absolutely, he's happy. I mean, he reached out to me immediately. He said, Arnold, I can't thank you enough for helping me get this account set up, because not only, and he retires in 5 years. He's 55 now, and he's eligible for retirement in 5 years when he's 60. So this $395 in 5 years, check this out, is going to turn into almost $1.8 million, and that's again if there's no other bonuses over the next 4 or 5 years. So when he retires at 60, or at least now he's going to be able to retire at 60, with a $1.8 million retirement account, that at that point is going to generate roughly $600,000 a year for him. So he can retire in 5 years with a $600,000 a year income. Imagine if he kept that money where it was. First of all, even if there wasn't a crash in the markets, it would be maybe worth $700 if he's lucky. If he doubled that account, if he came close to doubling that account in the next 4 or 5 years, he would have been lucky. And that's before the market crashed. Now, since the market crashed, the odds of him even being able to get that account back to where he started it would have been slim to none. So not only did he not participate in the crash in February and March, but when he does retire in 5 years, his account's going to be worth $1.8 million, generating $600,000 a year. I mean, holy smokes, right? I mean, but that's what's happening to our clients. That's why our clients are so happy with what's going on. So just as a quick recap here, when you create a Wealth Builder account with us, you earn anywhere from 15 to 20% fixed APR, which gives you the liquidity of quarterly withdrawals. We also have a high net worth plan that gives you 30% APR that does have a 24-month waiting period. But once that 24-month passes, then you can start taking quarterly withdrawals on that. The APR is locked in. You have one-time deposit options that you can always add to later. I hate the fact that they call it one-time purchase or one-time deposit. It's basically, think of it as a lump sum deposit of $1,000 or more that you can add to later if you want to, in increments of $1,000. Because again, that 20% is dependent upon at least a $1,000 deposit. We also have monthly deposit plans. The APR compounds monthly. You can take quarterly payments. 100% anytime, money back guarantee. It's cash out any quarter, and it is IRA or retirement account applicable, which we can help you get those accounts set up properly. And like I said, we have experts that will walk you through that process. It's a really pretty simple process, but there are a couple of extra steps involved, and we have experts that will do that for you or help you with that. So let's see here. No, I don't want to screen.
Wow. You know what? I even learned some stuff that I didn't know today, just about, different features of what this has. I mean, what you shared with your mom, taking out $9,000 to enjoy, which why shouldn't she? And then, almost a third of that already back, by the end of that next month. That's just crazy.
2/3 of it back. Yeah, she only lost a third. From one month to the other, she only lost 1/3 of the value.
Okay.
Well, not even 1/3 of the value. She lost 1/3 of what she withdrew.
Gotcha.
So the difference was only $3,000, even though she withdrew $9,000. So it's pretty insane. Pretty insane.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you, if you aren't excited about your financial future after watching this, I mean, you must not have a pulse, because when I've looked at this over and over and over again, and every time I would look at it, I get pretty excited because this has the true ability just to change your financial future. First of all, shout out to Arnold. Thank you so much for taking the time out today to jump on. He might have got a little frozen. But thank you, Arnold, for taking the time out today to jump on and share this with just the whole audience and anybody whoever wants to truly take advantage of these instruments, right? These are instruments to be able to create financial freedom. Listen, if you have a retirement account, maybe you got cash in your savings, maybe you got cash in your checking, you need to make sure your money's in the right places, right? You need to make sure your money is working for you while you're asleep, right? Either compounding interest, either you're going to be paying it, right? Or you're going to be earning it. And this is the ability to be able to have monthly compounding interest. Arnold, you still there?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm here.
Okay, great. So this is where you have the ability to earn continual compound interest. And let me ask you this real quick. If all this did was provide you the ability to earn a few extra $1,000, depending on how much you deposit, of course, on a monthly by yearly basis, would it be worth it? Right? If all this did was save you from losing money in your investments accounts that you have, mutual funds, 401ks, whatever the case may be, would it be worth it? And I could unequivocally tell you, yes, it would be worth it. So I'm excited just to get you plugged into this. Now, what you need to do next is I need you to text, right? Text APR to 33777 if you want more information. It'll take you through a text system that will get some information from you, and it will take you to where you can see a detailed website with all the information. And then, of course, I will reach out to you and then get whatever questions you have answered, and then we'll move forward from there. Again, just text APR to 33777. It will be down in the comment section down below as well. That's just a very simple way to where I can take you through a system. You can see the information. You can as well set a one-on-one Zoom appointment. This is not going to be all online. I want to see you face to face. I want to see what your goals are, and we want to sit down and truly just help you to accomplish those goals. So with that said, hey, Arnold, do you have anything that you want to throw in to close out?
Not really, man. Definitely get back with Alfonso because what we have here is phenomenal, and there's really no other platform out there on the planet that can provide you the safety and security that we do with the FDIC insurance, but also provide you with the high rates of fixed APR that you're able to get. It's the best on the planet, and in my opinion, it's a no-brainer. That might sound a little, biased, but I mean, I have my own mother's money in this thing, so that just shows you how much I know this thing is real, how good it is, and she's happy as anything you can think of. So take advantage of it. Don't waste another day. You don't have to be stuck earning virtually nothing when you can actually be earning something very, very significant. So make sure you take advantage of it.
Hey, Arnold, first of all, again, thank you so much for your time. I respect the heck out of you, man. I mean, you just don't know. You're a mentor from afar. You've just helped me so much. And just to help me, my family, my friends, and so many people in my audience to be able to just change their financial future, man. I salute you for just jumping on here, sharing this information. And I look forward to many other projects in the future.
Yes, sir. It's been a pleasure. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, text APR, just the letter APR to 33777, and I look forward to you going through the process of seeing how this can help your financial future. All you got to do is take action. Listen, this is the time. This is the time. You can see the time we're in where people are losing money, where people are losing jobs. This is the time to secure your financial future, right? Why wait? Because before you know it, retirement will be right around the corner. So, listen, I'm so excited that you're taking a look at this. Make sure you like, comment, share, as well as you're watching the replay, hashtag replay, and reach out to me as soon as possible. You can comment down in the comments, or again, text APR to 33777. Take care.